long before Rodney. And this also is why I had to be, or I was, first creator or creator of Nine Races and also humanity. Is only someone who is actual creator of humanity and who is actually in the position of being first to actually be able to set down laws, rules, and guidelines for others. You can't ask number two to, well, I mean, anybody passed, but I mean, I would always have right and authority over anybody who was after me. But, and as first creator or ancient old creator, I had the right and authority and ability to say that, look, this is the way it's going to be on Earth, on Earth as it is in space, or at least as best to my abilities or authority. Anyway, many groups long before Rodney, long before any of the presidents, long before anybody in power, there was me and my teams of people and my insects and my other races. And I set down certain civil rights, civil liberties. I didn't really set them down originally, but they kind of knew not to be messing around too much because this is the way I felt. And as creation of America, I set down many laws, many rules for the governing of America as well as other countries on the planet Earth. And Germany, Russia, and Japan, and many other countries agreed, and many other people, groups, and races also agreed that they wish to pursue their own wants and desires within limits that would be put down by me, which is basically things like, the rights of a young person, rights of a teenager, rights of an individual, rights of a daughter, women's rights, all those rights, civil rights, what you can do onto other people, what they can do onto you, all that stuff as American, or the person who named America, as well as basically first president. I had the right, and also creator, original creator, that blah, 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 blah. That's why they had to make sure that I was the original creator, because otherwise somebody else would actually have more right than me and would just kill my laws or whatever. So anyway, so protecting of refugees, protecting of individuals, protecting of teenagers, protecting of adults, protecting of old people. I was in a position of authority as leader of communism and also leader of democracy. I was in a position of being able to sit down and say, look, these are the rights of individuals and people, and these are the rights of companies, and these are the rights of workers and employees and structure. So anyway, under my authority as namer of America and ruler of Germany and kind of Russia, original ruler of Russia, Germany, and all kinds of different groups, also the Aryan race or whatever, and leader of tribes as well, I was able to set down that these are civil rights. Mostly I did most of my work in America and some of the other countries. But basically, and most of my critiquing and perfecting of the system happened in America, of course. So basically, if you're a teenager and your parents are complete and total you-know-whats or harassing you, and you want to go and pursue your own life in your own way, and you want to be considered an adult or whatever, so you can be under your own recognizance, those laws, those were mine. And other laws. And, well, they're not necessarily exactly mine, but other people. I mean, I thought about it, though, that it could be a problem, and therefore people might also like things like statutory rape, what age is, blah, blah, all that stuff. Those were also things that I decided as far as, like, certain people couldn't also, like, things like if an adult has sex with a child, or a child has sex with each other, these things are legal across board, but not like that. Although, when he's like a year older, it's like, really? So anyway, all these civil rights, all these things, right to represent yourself, right to not be harassed or interrogated for hours just because they think you've done a crime. All these things, these are the things that I set down, that I said, like, look, this is the way you're going to be treated. They do not have the right to interrogate you for 5 hours to get you to eventually sign a confession. That is not legal or right. As creator of humanity and as of 9 races and other refugees, I said that, look, this is the way it's going to be as a child, even though they wanted me to not make it that way. So anyway, other people recognized that that was going to be the way it was going to be in America, and therefore they moved to support me as far as, protecting of, the right to practice your own religion or believe in your own beliefs or pursue your own desires as far as what you wanted to invent or pursue. Like if you want to build a windmill, you can build a windmill in America. No one has the right to tell you not to. Within certain guidelines. Basically, it has to be, you have to own your own piece of property. You can't just build it anywhere. But anyway, but as far as like on your land and all that other stuff, all those rights and restrictions, those are all things that I've decided and figured out and basically said that, look, in my country, this is the way it's going to be. And as communist leader, I had certain amount of rights as far as them too, kind of guiding them in guidelines. But in America, mostly I was like, look, this is my country. This is the way it's going to be. And enough other people agreed with me that it basically became that way. So that is who I am. Blue, whatever you want to call me, Lucifer Star, the first president that no one ever knew about, namer of America, inventor of flight, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this is what is America. This is what is my beliefs. Also protecting of people that are in danger and all kinds of other things. And so this is why Brian, or me, Lucifer, is important, and why also why I was so protected. Most people, most of this is actually, for some reason, was considered top secret. I don't know why, but not that many people knew about it originally. But this is what I was doing when I was from like 2 years old on up to like 8 or 9. Figuring out the American government, figuring out rights, figuring out liberties, how the courts would work, how the police force, what is acceptable in the police force, what is not acceptable in the police force. What they can do to you as far as searching and all that other stuff, and also what is considered a legal search. A lot of that stuff came down to me and what I decided, as first president or whatever of America and basically leader of the free world. So, and person who considers sentient races to have rights. In other words, if you can think, you have rights. So therefore, they cannot harass or control you, and anything that is actually considered intelligent or can actually decide for itself on its own life and well-being is considered a sentient race or species. So it goes on beyond America and beyond what is the normal bounds of whatever to basically, sentient life forms are not considered property in America or Earth. So, and therefore they cannot control you or adjust you or exactly, other than not to hurt other people. So anyway, certain guidelines, you have the right to defend yourself to a certain point, that kind of thing. So, and legal right to be protected under the laws, so in other words, you don't really have to worry about your protection so much as other people worry about it for you. All these things are America, all these things are me, all these things are my decisions as first America president and neighbor of America and person of flight and all that other stuff. This is what is me. Many people didn't really know this, but, when I was a child, this is why I was so important. And this is also why possibly so many people tried to kill me and why so many other people didn't kill me and in fact refused, because they knew or had some knowledge of what I was doing, what I would do, who I was. So this is why America is free. This is why children can go to school safely and not be harassed by others. So therefore, if you have a child, she is not necessarily your sex slave. She is a child and an individual. So, and these things are the things that I decided and I chose. So, to protect others. So anyway, and this is what America is. So anyway, and over the years I've also had other people do stuff on my behalf and all that.